Hey guys, this is the men's Camino packing list for summer. I left for the Camino Norte at the end of June. I arrived at the beginning of August. Took my sweet time. Beach Camino! But this is everything you need for a 6-week, really long, super hike. I'm gonna break down all the clothes, all the gear that I brought, why I brought it, and a few of the things that I didn't bring. So let's dive into it. I fit all of this stuff into the Deuter 24-liter super light bag. I got this bag because I love the front stuff sack. That's awesome for rain gear or things that are wet. You're gonna kind of reconfigure it as you go. It's incredibly thin. You can fold it in half. This is ridiculous. It's got a waist belt, which is essential. Some guys are actually bringing just a shoulder bag, but I think that's kind of a mistake. A waist bag really takes a lot of the weight off. It's got an internal frame. I think it's an inflated kind of little piece of foam that gives a little bit of reinforcement. There's a little bit of mesh breathability on the back. It's a great bag, 120 bucks. I'll put a link in the description there. So I'm wearing the clothes that I hiked in every day. The biggest part of ultralight packing for the Camino is it's just 2 sets of clothing. It's the clothes that you wear every single day on the trail, and it's the clothes that you wear every single day when you get to a town or wherever you're sleeping. So this is merino wool. This is a really super fine, thin layer of merino wool. This is from Outlier. It's an expensive shirt. It's over $100. I'm a travel writer, so I get a lot of free gear to test. So while I recommend it wholeheartedly, $100 shirt might not be in your budget. There's a few other shirts that I recommend. Unbound makes a really nice merino shirt. Woolen Prints makes a great shirt. Bluffworks has a really nice one. I'll put a link in the description. I wrote an article about some of the best merino shirts, so take a look at those. The merino is the best. It doesn't stink. You can hand wash it, hang it out to dry every day. Merino wool shirt for the trail. I'm also wearing the all over shorts. They're like sort of stretchy, but they hold their shape. They're a drawstring, which is really comfortable. You know, when you're peeing on the trail, you don't have to unbutton anything. And yes, you do pee on the trail. Mid-length, got 2 front pockets. I wish it had a back pocket, but they're still super comfy. I can swim in these shorts, which is also really nice. I had a pair of kind of H&M swim shorts that I hiked the Camino Frances in 2 years ago, but they were all stretched and warped, and I didn't need them. Like, these were my swim shorts, these are my sleep shorts, these are my hiking shorts. I only washed them a few times, so you can, wear them all day, sleep in them, wear them around the albergue, do whatever you want. They're fantastic. The underwear I'm wearing is the Ex Officio travel underwear. I've had them for 3 or 4 years. They're the only underwear I brought on the entire trip. I brought 1 pair of underwear. 1 pair of underwear. That's your call. Would I have been mad if I had another pair of underwear? No. But you don't need a second pair, especially if you wash them every day and hang them out to dry, and you have a pair of shorts you can hang out in. So 1 pair of underwear, and then this is a buff. It just looks cool, which is why I have it. The buff is a very versatile one. This is a lighter weight summer buff. It's actually pretty small. They also sell a merino buff if you're going in the fall, or if you're not, sure. I would wet this when I was hiking to keep me cool. Other than that, it just kept the sun off my neck, and I liked having it on in the morning if it was a little bit chilly. It weighs nothing. I highly recommend the buff. The shoes that I hiked in, these are Quechua approach shoes. When I hiked the Frances 2 years ago, I wore Scarpa approach shoes. I loved them. I don't know why I didn't bring them. I wanted to try some barefoot shoes. They didn't fit really well, so I ended up on day 1 realizing this is not going to work. So I went to Decathlon, which is all over Spain, and I bought these approach shoes for 39 euros. The tread has worn down a little bit, but I've walked roughly 1,000 kilometers in these, and they are still going strong. I don't like a high top. I liked the lighter, smaller sort of sneaker, but that's just me. Under those, I brought 2 pairs of socks. I brought a sort of full-length, darn tough merino wool. Really good. They don't dry as quickly as this other pair of socks. These are these darn tough as well? These are Wigwams or Unimax or something. I think I got these at REI. These were sort of ankle-high socks, which I did like in the summer. But when you pack for the Camino in the summer or the winter or the fall, whatever, 2 pairs of socks. That's all you need. You can wash one and wear one, wash one and wear one. Combine that with silk sock liners. Guys, I know it seems silly, and I thought it was really dumb at first, but like having another layer in between your foot and your sock is huge. So these are designed to be like super thin, a little bit breathable, but they add a little bit, it's called interstitial friction. It's what keeps your skin from rubbing against itself. I highly recommend them. These are like $6 at REI. They take an ass kicking though, like they're definitely like worn through, but you can wash them and dry them every day, and they were definitely a staple for my Camino. I have a bad knee, so I wore the knee brace. This is a Farm Elastic. I actually bought this in Spain on the last Camino. It's really lightweight. If you have problems, prevent them. Don't deal with them after the fact. So if you think you might have a bad knee, wear a knee brace before it hurts. If you have a bad ankle, wear an ankle brace. Don't deal with it later because it will slow you down a lot. So I wore this every day. One of my favorite pieces of gear was the Tillac trail hat. This is the Wallowa trail hat. Tillac makes some really great gear. It's mesh, it's light, it's nylon, so I would dunk it under water faucets on hot days. I just put it on my head. You know, I'd spin it around when I was walking into the sun, keep it this way when I wasn't, so it's still breathable. Kept a spare safety pin there for popping blisters, which is gross, but it's real. The Wallowa trail hat, it's a staple. Got it. So that's my hiking setup. These are my city clothes, my albergue clothes. It's really nice to change into clothes that don't ever go on the trail. At the end of the day, they just feel good. You have to wash them a lot less, which is awesome. I have another merino shirt. This is from Ultralight. It's got a little pocket, which I use for headphones when I'm walking around, or keys, whatever. Ultralight does some really nice stuff. And these are excellent pants. These are from Western Rise. They're just a lightweight, a little bit stretchy. They're almost like a denim fabric, but they're crazy light, so I didn't mind packing them. You can cuff them up on a warm day and wear them around. On a chilly day or a rainy day, when you get to the albergue, they're perfect. Love them, Western Rise pants. So I would keep the clothes that I wasn't wearing in a packing cube. This is from Tortuga. It's one of the companies that I write for. Packing cubes, some people don't use them, which whatever. The added weight is not a big deal for how much organization they give you. So when you get to the albergue, you're tired, you're over it. You just pull out the packing cube, and it's got all your stuff, ready to go. Is this it? Is that all my stuff? One other shirt, I forgot to talk about this. This is a fishing shirt. It's the American Outdoorsman. It's a long sleeve. Fishing gear is actually really good for hiking. They have these seam-sealed pockets in the chest, so like you can keep your documents or phone safe while you're hiking. They've got a nice, good-sized collar to keep you safe from the sun. Long sleeves for bugs. I wore this a little bit. It was nice to have sort of a button-up shirt. Going out to dinner, doing this and that. I don't know if it's essential, but I was happy I had it most days, so that's something, I guess. If you're gonna have an extra shirt, so like hiking shirt, city shirt, you can have a long sleeve shirt for really sunny days, really rainy days, or just going into the city. But it's definitely not essential. And that's pretty much it. It zips down to almost nothing. This is what I'd wear on the trail. This is a rain jacket, kind of windbreaker. It's from Colombia. I've got it sort of rubber banded and tucked into its own pocket. I wore it 3 or 4 times. It got a little rainy on the Norte. It's not great. I got kind of wet. So if a really good shell is important for you, bring one. I brought this because it's lightweight. This is my fleece. It's Colombia. It's just a really simple microfiber fleece. I got this years ago. It's really light. It's good at holding in the warmth. It's got a little zip collar. I didn't wear it very much in the beginning of the trip, but when you get to Galicia is just cold all the time, even in July and August. As I jokingly called this my Gaflicia. Yeah! If you get cold easily, you'll wear it more than I did, but it's really nice to have a layer for chilly days. When you're washing a lot of clothing, you can just throw this on. I slept in it twice, because most places have an extra blanket for you to use, but not all albergues. So if you don't want to bring a sleeping bag, which I don't think you should, you can use this for sleep. Speaking of sleep, this is my sleeping bag. It's a sleep liner. It's from Cocoon. It's a mummy liner. Silk. I got it because it's super light. I think it's only 5 ounces. Pack's really small. Again, you don't need a sleeping bag for summer at all. It's a big bulky thing that you don't need. A liner is great. If you want to get something a little warmer, feel free. I didn't feel like I needed anything warmer. Again, I'm all about organization. It's just a lightweight stuff sack. I would put all my sleeping stuff in there together so I could just take it out when I get to the albergue, pack it up when it's time to leave. This is an REI sleep mask. I've had this for years. My girlfriend painted a nickname on there, Meteor Boy. It's got a little flap underneath that blocks out the light, so you can sleep like a baby. People turn lights on, automatic lights flick on. And it's got a little pocket. The best part about it is it's got a little pouch for your earplugs, which could be the most important thing to bring on the Camino. People snore. I snore. You gotta have earplugs. They weigh nothing. They will save your life. You'll get good sleep. If you're not getting good sleep, you're gonna feel exhausted. I'd also put a few sleeping aid pills in there, which are essentially just Benadryl. These are MPOW Bluetooth headphones. They're the ones that magnetize together. So you can just wear them around your neck. It charges in like 20 minutes. It lasts for days. It fits really snug in my ears, so I would actually fall asleep to podcasts or audiobooks with this. I highly recommend a Bluetooth set of earphones versus cables, because you want to be able to put your phone away somewhere safe. You can still listen to things. You can just set a sleep timer, go to bed. That was most of my sleep stuff. Dual USB, super important if you travel with more than just a phone. I'm shooting this on the DJI Osmo Pocket, which is a 3-axis gimbal camera that literally fits into this tiny case, so it actually is pocket size. A charging cable for that. I have a longer charging cable for the phone. Some of the charging ports are placed in weird places. It's really nice when you can have your phone reach your bed. So don't use the standard out-of-the-box charging cable. Get an 8-foot cable, something like that. It makes a nice bit of difference. This Patagonia Fanny Pack is incredible. With a Fanny Pack, you can keep all your valuables with you at all times. Security on the Camino is becoming a growing concern. On the Frances, there's literally gangs of thieves where one person will pose as a pilgrim. In the middle of the night, they let people in, steal phones, steal everyone's stuff. It's not a huge concern, but it is there. Also, just you don't want to leave your money and your phone and your technology and stuff lying around. I would keep my credential in a Ziploc bag, and I keep that with my passport, because you need both of them all the time to check into albergues. You can put your phone in here. I put my DJI in there, and then I would just keep it with me when I slept. I would either clip it right by my head. You can put it in your sleep sack. In Europe, you get a lot of money in coins. I didn't want them jangling around, so I use this for cash, cards, coins. Super easy to use, streamlined. I'm still rocking the iPhone 6 because it still works, so whatever. I've got a little stand here that I would use to watch videos or hang on to if I was taking weird pictures. And this battery case was kind of awesome. This is an Anker iPhone charging case. I know they make them for the 10 or whatever you have. They make them for Android phones, but it holds about 3 charges in the case. So yes, it's a little heavier, it's a little bulkier, but I never had to worry about charging at lunch. I never had to do anything like that. And you can turn it on and turn it off to give a little bit of juice to, keep your phone topped up. And this phone's going on 5 years old, so the battery life is bad, but this thing got me through multiple days without charging, so look into this instead of maybe an external battery charger. That's your call. These are a pair of really minimalist sandals. People kind of made fun of me. They said I look like a yoga instructor. They roll down to nothing. So you can just slip them in your backpack. They dry quickly. They've got good grip. I never worried about slipping or falling on stairs or anything. These are the Zero barefoot sandals. And while they're not my favorite sandal in the world, they are pretty good. That brings me to my massive toiletry kit. I think this is a makeup bag that I took from my girlfriend. Thanks. In this, I have exactly 4 things. I've got a Quip toothbrush head, It's one I was going to throw away anyway, so I figured I'd use it. It works, but you can get a travel toothbrush with a handle that works better. It weighs nothing, so if you're a minimalist lunatic, get this, but you don't have to. Travel size toothpaste. This is travel size deodorant. I got this for the Camino Frances 2 years ago, and still have some, because I never use it. Here's how you stay fresh on the Camino without this kind of crap. Take a shower, wash your shirt every day, buy a merino shirt. You will not smell that. If you really, really are nervous about it, bring a deodorant. Some people are smellier than me, but I was surprised. You don't need it. And then I picked this up in one of the pensions. I had a bar of soap, but it's kind of getting everywhere. A lot of places will just have free shower gel, and you just, bloop, thanks for the free shower gel. My favorite piece of gear is this REI Co-op towel. This is my towel. I use this every single time I shower. Obviously, you can't wear this into the shower, so you have to bring your clothes with you, which is a little bit of a pain, but if you want to shave a lot of weight off your bag, get a microfiber towel. I'd probably go up one more size, just for the convenience of having like a towel, but this definitely works well enough to dry you off and dry quickly. The last thing I'll talk about is first aid. I got this first aid kit forever ago. It's just like, it was in my apartment, but it's zippers closed and it's watertight. The stuff I have in here is really basic. I brought Iodex. This is sort of a multi-purpose pain balm. It's in a plastic, lightweight case instead of glass, which is really nice. It smells like icy hot. You can rub it on sore muscles. This has lasted for 2 Caminos, so that's something. There's a little arnica in here as well for massaging your calves or your feet. Neosporin and a safety pin for popping those blisters. It's gross, but you gotta do it. Nail clipper for your nails. You also want to trim your feet. Skin, again, it's gross, guys, but it's part of it. The last thing I have in here is KT tape, which I used on the last Camino because I had some tendonitis and some pain in my knees. I didn't use a single piece this time, but I'm happy I had it. These are the over-the-counter sleeping aids. I would keep 1 or 2 in the mask pocket of my sleep mask. These are something that I kind of recommend. They're little rubber bands, so you can sort of cinch down your stuff. For instance, the fleece, if you're not using it very often, you can just rubber band it so you don't have to fold it every day. You take things out of your bag. Compresses it a little bit more, makes it easier to stuff. I also used the rubber bands for like bags of peanuts and food. That's actually what this bag is. They have these free tote bags along the Camino. They're for picking up trash. I used it as a grocery bag and a place to keep all my food without having it get all over my backpack. They're not, amazing, but it's better than paying 5 cents for a plastic bag every time you go to the store. And then the last things that are worth talking about that you should bring. Sunscreen in Spain is kind of expensive. This was like 10 euros. We got a discount because we bought 2 at once. It's a big bottle, which I didn't love carrying, but I used so much of it that I'm glad I had it. And I was sharing it with my girlfriend, which is nice. It's 400 milliliters. But you can bring a small liquid one with you on the flight from the States. Definitely worth doing, and then re-up when you need to. I also had some zinc surf sunscreen. I think this is Sunbum Broad Spectrum SPF 30. It's zinc, it's clear, so you don't look like an idiot with zinc all over your face. I've had this for a while, and it lasted the whole Camino. The last one, this is all good. It's kind of heavy. It's still almost completely full. It's good to have. You need zinc for your face because you're going to sweat. When I put this on my face, got in my eyes. So these are my hiking poles. I've brought hiking poles before and they were actually taken away by airport security. So if you check your bag, bring poles from home, that's fine. I got these at Decathlon. They're also Quechua. They're one of the cheapest ones they have. I think it's 14 euros each, so about 30 for the set. They come with little rubber tips. I went through 2 tips on the entire Camino. That's a little bit better than average. Some people go through 6 or 7. I used to think hiking poles were stupid, but they help you distribute your weight so much better than just walking, upright with your hands in your straps. Guys, get hiking poles. They're a game changer. I've used them on several Caminos now. I won't do a Camino without hiking poles, so there you go. The last thing I'll talk about here are some of the things that are straight up optional that you obviously won't want to bring, but I brought them, so I want to talk about them. One is Hanabi. This is a card game that leads to a lot of friendships and a lot of arguments. This is a collaborative card game. It was super fun to play with new people that we met along the Camino. My girlfriend and I played it all the time together. It's fun to just, have a glass of wine and play some games. So even in a small packing list like this, bring something that you like to do with other people. This is a tank top that I packed. It's unbound. I love unbound stuff. And I'm a tank top guy, but I honestly wore this thing twice. You want sun coverage when you're hiking. So while it's nice to have a tank top, I don't think a tank top is really good for the Camino, because when you get to town, you're going to churches, you're going to dinner. You don't want to show that much skin. Spain's still fairly conservative. And when you're hiking, you don't want to get that much sun, unless you do, whatever. But I found myself not wearing it very often. I was surprised that I didn't wear the tank top, but I don't recommend bringing a tank top. It's not right for what you end up doing. This is a little cleaning cloth for the camera, which I kept in my Fanny Pack. This is a tiny little pen, good for journaling or whatnot. SPF chapstick, keeping the lips looking. Ziploc bags, I brought 2 or 3. You can keep snacks in these, you can use them for documents. You just, put them on your hands and have the worst puppet show in the world. Bring Ziploc bags, they weigh nothing, they're super useful. I was working the entire Camino. I wrote a dozen articles while I was hiking across Spain, so I used this instead of bringing a laptop, which is quite heavy. I use this Bluetooth keyboard. It has a little stand for my phone, connects, super simple, the battery lasts forever. If you do want to journal, or if you want to blog, or if you want to write, don't bring a computer. It's a big, heavy thing, and it'll pull you out of the Camino. You'll end up, checking too much stuff. This was just the right amount of technology to bring. I would say also, you could, if you're a big reader, you could bring a Kindle or something instead of this. Although I read on my phone a lot, there's an app called Libby, which I'll put in the description, to download books. You want to limit the amount of technology that you bring. A few years ago, we met some Canadian women while hiking, and you get blisters no matter how well you prepare. And they told us about something called lamb's wool. It comes in these big, billowy, cloud-looking packets, and it's literally just lamb's wool. You kind of rip it up to make a strip or a bit, and you tuck it between your toes. That's how I used it. You can also put it behind your heel, inside your sock, put it wherever you start getting a hot spot. But this is what it looks like after you use it. There's some natural lanolin in wool that'll actually kind of lubricate skin to keep it from having friction and creating blisters. It also adds a breathable layer in between your toes so you don't sweat and get blisters. Lamb's wool is amazing. Bring a little bit. It's really lightweight. It's very versatile. You can give it to people that you meet that are having problems. Make some friends for life. There's something on the Camino called Compeed, and people keep using it for blisters and they don't know why. It's preventative, not when you have blisters. So it's this little plaster seal that locks your blister in and makes it all sweaty and gross and gnarly. Don't use Compeed. Use lamb's wool before you get a blister, ideally, but even once you get one, deal with it and then stuff lamb's wool in your socks. You'll be good forever. I forgot about this. This is my Camelback. I like having a Camelback, so it's just easy drinking access. It's a 3-liter Camelback. I rarely filled it up more than 1 liter. Some people go 2 or 3 liters. I think that's a bit heavy, but if you're someone that needs a lot of water, this is excellent. So I'm going to pack everything up and show you how it all fits. And this is essentially what I would look like on the Camino every day. So let's pack the bag.